Okay, once again, welcome to the Unshakable Foundation meeting of Cocaine Anonymous. This is a main share meeting, and today it's with great pleasure, lots of gratitude, that I welcome Devaldis from Chicago, who's come to share around the topic of connection for around 40 minutes, after which we'll open up for Q&A. So, Devaldis, thank you so much for coming today. We appreciate you. It's over to you.
Hey, y'all, Devaldis alcoholic. Grateful to be here. Grateful to be sober. And thank you. Thank you for asking me to take a little bit more insurance against a possible slip. So I've been practicing. Now I ain't done that in a while. I've been practicing what I'm gonna say, and none of that stuff gonna come out, right? Like, ain't none of that stuff gonna come out. So I don't normally do that, but today I don't know. I was in a lot of thinking and a lot of into self and I had to get grounded, right? I had to get back grounded. God got me sober. God keeps me sober, right? And God uses me the way He sees fit, not the way the Devaldis sees fit. I have a God-given sobriety date of November 28, 2018. I have a sponsor who has a sponsor, and I take men through the book. I do a lot of service work. I chair a meeting on Monday. Monday night is a big book study. Chair a meeting on Wednesday, a meeting that I just started. It's the stories, the personal stories out of the back of the book, how each individual establish this relationship with this power. So we go through that. And I chair a meeting at 5:15 a.m. in the morning. I'm a speaker seeker, and I chair the meeting and I host the meeting. And I'm in a solution, and I'm connected. Right. I'm definitely connected. Let me get a moment of silence so God, my understanding can stand up and develop. Can I have a seat in the trunk? God, I thank you for everything you've given me. Thank you for everything you've taken from me. And I thank you for everything you've left me. That will not must be done. Once again, my name is Devaldis, and I'm an alcoholic. And I didn't want to share. I wanted to go hear my sponsor share. He shared at the same time as this me. So you know what I'm saying? I want to be in two places at one time, right? Like I really I don't know how I'm gonna put this. I've been showing up for Alcoholics Anonymous imperfectly but faithfully. You know, so my first drink was a drunk. My last drink was a drunk. I came around here beaten, battered, bruised, full flight from reality. I drank to oblivion. I drank to pass out. I smoked crack and I looked out the peepholes, the blinds. I looked out like that, and I'm always looking for what I thought I dropped, right? Like I'm always looking on the floor, like I'm that type of and I'm paranoid out my mind, right? I'm paranoid out my mind, and I thought that was normal. I thought that was normal, right? That was normal living for me. I remember my daughter's mother said, we was arguing and we was in a relationship and I was like, why you don't want to be with me? And she said, I ain't trying to be with no crackhead. And I asked her why. Why you don't want to full flight, right? Like my alcoholic drug life was the only normal life that I knew, and I chased it, and until I couldn't chase it no more, and I got beaten, and I got surrendered, and I got a moment of clarity. I got a moment of clarity. And I remember years ago when I went to prison for the first time. And when I went to prison, I was an isolator, right? Like I was a loner. I was by myself, and and I remember a guy told me, man, you got to do the time. Don't let the time do you. And I ain't understanding what he meant by that, right? Like I was letting the time was eating me up, eating my lunch, eating every day was trudging. I was so lonely up in there, right? And I started interacting, right? I started interacting with other prisoners, right? And I started connecting. And I realized looking back, right? Like my sponsor says, we live life forward and we understand it backwards. right? And looking back at that situation where I came in all by myself and I started communicating with other members in the prison system. And once I got connected, my time flew. Right? So if it works in prison, if that same connection, me connection with people worked in prison, and why wouldn't it work up in here? Right? And I got connected with drugs and alcohol, and that was my source, and that was what I relied on for a long time, and I was connected to it, and then I got disconnected. Got disconnected from the source. I got disconnected from the power. And when I was in prison, I had a connection. At least I thought, because I was praying every night. I was reading my Bible, right? Like, and I know this an alcoholic. I mean, a cocaine anonymous me, but I was spiritually fit, so I thought, right? And then one day, this guy came up to me, and we was talking about why I'm up in there and what I did, and he said, you sold drugs wrong, right? So I took his suggestions, and I ended up back in the same place that he was at, right? So I had a sponsor for a long time, right? I was being sponsored and didn't even know it. So I took his suggestion and I did 3 more years in prison, right? Y'all tell me, get a sponsor, work the steps, get connected, get a guy to your understanding, and I do that to kill myself, but I won't do that to save my life. That's too much for me, y'all. I don't want to do it. I don't take all that, right? Not realizing that I've been taking suggestions for a long time. So coming around at this time, the process was long and tedious. It took me a long time to tap into the program. At first, I had to tap out, right? I had to tap out in order to tap in. This is a tap out to tap in process, right? Like, I tapped out of my ideas. They wasn't working anyway. So I tapped into some new ideas, some new concepts, right? Like, I let go of, and that was a whole process for me, because I want to hold on to them old ideas, right? I think I can fix me, right? I think I got it from here. Once I get the job, the car, the clothes, the things, I'm okay. I don't need y'all no more. And I disconnect again. That was the story of over 10 times in and out the program, trying to do it by myself. This time around, when I came up in here, I was beaten to willingness. I was beat to willingness. I didn't want to do this stuff, man, but I didn't want to keep doing the stuff I was doing. So I said yes and okay. Right. I started saying yes and okay to everything, all the suggestions, everything that everybody was telling me. I started doing what y'all was doing. Right. Like, and I balked at some things. Right. Like, y'all told me to get a sponsor. Damn, I don't need that. I don't need that. He who sponsors, he who has himself for a sponsor has but a damn fool for a sponsee. Right, like, I sponsored myself for a long time, right? Like, and I had a fool, because I'm grading my own report card. You doing really good, bro. Like, you got everything you need. Like, and that led me right back to the crate, right back to them pitiful and incomprehensible, demoralized places that I came from, and I never wanted to go back. And I used to come around and say, I don't want no more. I don't want no more. And I was convinced, but I wasn't doing what was required. I wasn't following the plan outlined in the book, right? I wasn't doing none of the things that they suggested that I do, and I got the same pain. When we come around here, I don't know if anybody knew, man. Anybody knew? Coming around here, I admit complete defeat. So once I start getting connected, right? Like, the first thing of connection is letting go. That's the first process of connection, letting go. I gotta let go. I gotta admit complete this thing ain't gonna fix me this time, right? Like, and it didn't fix me all the other times that I thought it was gonna fix me. So I started letting go. This is how I started getting connected, right? Alcohol was a power greater than me. I need a power greater than it. And I started getting connected to that power because I started making means, right? I seen something working in y'all. Damn, just maybe it'll work in me. Right? Just maybe what's ever working in y'all, I see y'all laughing, joking, smiling. Y'all welcoming, y'all hugging on me. Hold on, I don't want all that. Y'all doing too much. Y'all want to hug on me. Like, but I welcomed it this time. Right? And I start following the herd. And I start getting connected, and I start showing up early, and I start leaving late. Right, I came early. I started stacking up chairs. I started making coffee. I used to push people out the room, out the way, like I got the coffee today. You know what I'm saying? Like, and people used to come around, and they used to say, "Devaldis gonna do it. Devaldis gonna be here." Like Devaldis already here. He already in the back doing it already. I was already there because I wanted what y'all had to offer, and I was going to any length to get it. Right. And those connections, I start getting a camaraderie, right? Like I start getting phone calls. People start calling me, right? And my first sponsor says, instead of telling God how big your problems, I'll tell your problems how big your God is. And I start talking to my problems, and I start getting connected to this power, right? Like, and I start getting connected to prayer and meditation. I didn't even know that this is the process of letting go of getting rid of dying to, of my old ideas, my plans, my little ways. They didn't work. Like, so I had to get rid of them. And that's a tedious process when I've been living this way for so long. I used to pray a prayer, right? I used to pray a prayer, and the prayer was, God, help me do the next right thing. I don't pray that prayer no more. I say, God, keep me from not doing the next wrong thing. Because I've been doing the next wrong thing for so damn long, right? I've been doing that next wrong thing. I've been practicing doing the next. Keep me from doing that. I had to talk with my sponsor. So I just turned 48 Saturday, and I wanted to act out, and I wanted to find her to spend my birthday with, right? Like, and how's that been working out for me? It hasn't, right? So I did something different, right? I called my sponsor. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I prayed on it, right, and I got the right thought or action, right? I got an intuitive thought in that process of praying, God, where you want me to be? And I called my sponsor, and I said, where you gonna be at on June 29th weekend? He said, I'm gonna be at the conference in Louisiana. So what I do? I tell my job I need to go up to Louisiana. They give me a load going up to Louisiana. I meet my sponsor in his big 18-wheeler truck, and I get connected, right? Like, I stay connected. Like, I found out, like I found out through this process, man. I've messed up. I've made mistakes, bad decisions. Like even through all that, I stay in the middle of this herd. Even when I didn't feel like it, y'all. Even when it didn't feel good to me. Even when I felt like a fake, a fraud, a phony. Right? Like, because I act out in ways, and then now I want to duck and hide, and I want to run, but I stay in the middle of the source throughout this process. Get some people, y'all. Like, I get connected to some people, right? Like, in that process of going up there with my sponsor, I had a powwow with my sponsor. I met a lot of new people that's in my phone now, right? And we call and we talk. This was 3 days ago. Going against my old ideas. And it didn't look good. It didn't feel good, right? Like, it didn't. Y'all know what I wanted to do. I wanted to do some other stuff, right? Like, but I did something different. I'm trying to show up different, y'all. I'm trying to show up different in every relationship, in every area of my life, right? Like, in that process of connecting, right? Like, and I'm okay. I find that I'm okay. God is in the not knowing. God is in the right here, right now. God is in the process of when I admit that I don't know, that's when I become open-minded. When I admit that I don't know, that's when the grace of God can come in. Because if I'm closed-minded, I brush off God, I push God away, I push y'all away, like and I'm in disconnect. I'm in discord. Tired of being in discord. with my people, right? So this process is always better than I'm always better than what I think. I'm always better than what I think. My thinking tells me you're a piece of crap. You ain't worth nothing. I walk around with my self-esteem underneath my shoe. I suffer from that. But when I'm connected, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm always right where I'm supposed to be on any given day at any given time. I made some bad decisions. This last 6 months has been the most growing experience of my 5.5 years of recovery, right? I made some huge mistakes, but in those mistakes, I got to grow, right? I got to grow. My sponsor says this is the only way you can grade your own report card. He said through it all. He said through it all, I've been through that. I've had some ups, some downs, some low spots, some trials. And through it all, I've never let AA down. I've never let this thing down. I always show up. I ain't gave up no commitments, right? I ain't gave up no speaking engagements. I ain't did none of that. I stay in the center. And in the center is where I get God-centered. Y'all send me back to God, y'all. Y'all send me back to the power, right? Like I come up in here and y'all introduce me to the power, right? And the big book is not the source, right? It's not the source. My sponsor is not the source. The fellowship ain't even the source. All these things are human powers. These are resources that lead me to the source. Right? I get led to the source. I get washed up. I get cleaned up. I get brainwashed. I thought that was derogatory. I needed that. I needed a brain scrubbing when I came around here, right? And I get my brain scrubbed and the source sends me back to y'all and I become a resource. Right? To give away what was so freely given to me. Right? To transmit a message and in this message I find that through all the pain, through all the hurts, through all the turmoil, God is always there. God is always present. Like even when people leave me, even when people abandon me, even when lost a mother, lost a auntie, lost a uncle, my dad had 2 strokes. I stay in the center. I stay in the center. When I come around here, I'm no big deal, y'all. I'm just a spoke in the wheel. I'm just a spoke in this big wheel, right? Like in this, and God is the center of this wheel. God holds us all together, right? God holds us all together, and in holding us together, like it's in the connection that I stay protected, so I won't get infected from my unexpected thinking, right? Stay connected. I don't really know what I'm doing sometimes, y'all. I don't really know what I'm doing. And sometimes I make bad decisions and mistakes and they lead me to a place. And then I find out, man, that I've been running on self. Right? Like I talked to a member, I said, I don't know what's wrong with me. Why I keep on doing the same stuff, right? He said, yeah, you do. You want your own way. Just that simple, right? Light bulb come on. I want my own way. And when I want my own way, I'm disconnected from the source. I'm disconnected from the power. I'm disconnected from the juice. I'm always looking for the rush, right? Like that's the rush. So in step 1, I admit complete defeat. I concede to myself that I'm an alcoholic, and that didn't come by me. I got surrendered. Alcohol beat me to a state of reasonableness, a state of I don't want no more, a state of a maximum. Alcohol surrendered me. That didn't come from me, right? I'm humbled by the terrific beating administered by alcohol. It beat me. Step 1. Now, and my life was, I didn't even think my life was unmanageable when I came around here, y'all. I thought I had a car. Like, and I was living in my car. I had to get that pointed out to me, right? Like I ain't took a shower in 3 weeks, but my life is manageable, right? Like full flight for reality. I can't see the truth. My mind paralyzes me, right? From the truth. So y'all give me the referral. I come around here. If you made it here, you're in the right place. If you made it here, you've been beaten. If you made it here, you've surrendered. You got surrendered. Because I don't know no person that's not an alcoholic or not one of us that comes, oh, I'm going to wake up and go to AA. That don't come from us, right? Like that comes from that comes from that other power that we serve, right? So I start getting connected, and I get even more connected when I God, I offer myself to thee. Tear me down. Tear me all the way down and build with me, right? Walking hand in hand. God gonna help me build, right? Like that's amazing. That's something amazing. God gonna help me build. Build with me. I ain't got to do this by myself. I've been doing it by myself for all this time. Take away my difficulties, right? That don't mean it's gonna be rainbows, balloons, fireworks. I thought I wasn't gonna have no more problems, right? You're gonna take away all my difficulties. Now, teach me how to walk through and get through and go through, right? Make it okay. Make this thing okay. Whatever you're going to do, make it okay as you building with me. God has been building and reconstruction. I cannot create healthy and new relationships with the same burnt wood from the past. I got some new 2x4s today, y'all. Today, I got some new 2x4s that I can build with, and I got some assistance. I got some aid and assistance, right? You people. A God of my understanding. And I start doing the work, right? And I pick up that pen, and God is, I can't even see the transformation, and I can't even see what's happening, but I'm getting rid of these things that's blocking me, that's standing in the way of the truth, right? Because I'm living in false for a long time. I'm starting to get even more connected to the power by uncovering, discovering, and discarding, right? I unbecome everything that I became. I'm in the unbecoming, y'all. And if I persist, I'm in the persistent right now, right? If I persist, all sorts of remarkable things will happen, right? I'm a result of persisting. I'm waiting for my remarkable thing. What? Wait, I already got it. I'm sober today. I already got the remarkable thing because I couldn't get one day as a result of getting connected, right? As a result of letting go of my idea, as a result, anything that I go through, I don't just go through. I don't go through things no more. I grow through things. I grow through them. Go through, get through, and grow through. Right? I remember a few weeks back, I'm driving in a tsunami, it felt like, right? Like in the rain, and I wanted to stop, right? But I thought about it. If I stop right here, I'm gonna sit in it long. I'm gonna sit in it even longer. So I kept trudging. And finally, I seen in the far off the sun shining, right? I keep driving, I keep walking, I keep working, I keep doing this thing, and I stay connected at the same time. God help me through this. I bring God in everything today. And that was a slow process. At 5 years, I leave God out. I left God out on everything. And I make a decision based on stuff which normally puts me in a position to be hurt or hurt others. I can speak my truth today, y'all. I can speak my entire truth. And it don't matter what nobody think about me, how nobody feel about me. That's on y'all. I got a God. Right? So doing the first step, I don't want to do a fifth step, man. I can admit to God, I can admit to myself why I got to bring somebody else up in this thing, right? Because it brings on a degree of humility, right? admitting to another person, and then I find out, damn, I ain't so bad. When he tells me about his stuff, damn, I ain't so. I get even more connected. I get a friendship. Y'all. I love these connections that I get as a result of. I love step 6 and 7, y'all. I love step 6 and 7. That's the juice right there. That's the power right there, right? Like that's where it's at right there. Step 6 and 7 is where it's at, because in step 6 I find that I become willing. I become even more willing, right? And if I don't got the willingness, I ask God to make me be willing, to be even more willing and more willing, and with that willingness, I get out the way even more. I become literal. I said it. I become literal. God becomes bigger, right? Like, and I humbly off myself to look, step 3. In step 3, I get engaged to the power. In step 7, I get married to the power. Take all of me, good and bad. Take all of me, good and bad. Do with me as you will. Right? 8 and 9, I start cleaning up. 10, 11, 12. They say 10, 11, 12 is, these are maintenance steps. I disagree with that. And you can take that up with your sponsor. These are growth steps. Our next function is to grow in understanding and effectiveness, right? I want to get bigger. I want to get, not my ego, my environment gets bigger. Everything around me grows. Look, I've been doing this so long. If I haven't X'd out if I haven't eased God out with ego, I start looking like the power in step 11. By step 11, you know how people have been together so long, they start looking like each other. I've been doing this deal, these characteristics. I've been getting rid of these things that's making me not look like so y'all have to explain to me how I've been playing God. I didn't understand that at first. How you been playing God? These ain't what I've been doing. Ain't godly attributes. This don't look like God, right? But I found out as a result of continually coming back, continually doing the work, continually connecting with some people. I found out, damn, you've been running the show. You've been running the damn show, right? And step 12 put me back in the game. Put me in the game. I've been out the game so long, right? Like, put me in the game. Let me do what y'all doing. Let me give this thing away. And I love service work, y'all. Like, I get even more connected with the service. Service work is the bright spot of my day. My prayer every day, y'all. My prayer every day. Keep me sober today. Send me somebody you want me to help. And if I can't help, don't let me be a part of their problem today. And I failed on that last prayer, right? Like I fall short sometimes, right? Like I can be real transparent. I can be real. I fall short on not being a part of somebody's problem because I'm human, right? Anybody new, make mistakes, make them. Just don't drink, no matter what. I'm from the no matter what club, no matter what I do. And I'm not saying do it over and over. I'm hard-headed, y'all. My mother used to say, you're a hard-headed, stiff-necked sapsucker. I don't know what a sapsucker is, but I was focused on the sapsucker and not on the hard-headed stiff-neck. Like, I don't get it the first time. I don't get the stuff the first time. It took me countless vain attempts to try to control and enjoy my drinking over and over again. Countless recovery home, treatment facility, countless psych ward. It took all that. I don't get it the first time. Over 10 times, I lost count. But when I get it, I got it. When I get it, I got God. Right? Once I get it, I know what I got. I know my source. I've been back restored to some type of sanity. One day, 1 second, 1 minute at a time. I don't know how long it's going to take for me. But once I got it, I'm connected. I make a t-shirt and it says, God is the plug. And it's got a plug going into God, right? Like I make t-shirts and when I'm disconnected from the source, I'm restless, irritable, discontent. I cause harm. I'm living a double life. I'm secretive. I don't tell nobody what I'm doing, and I act and I do it anyway, and then I get the pain, and then I fall on my knees, and in this process, the last couple of days have been mind blowing. I got a daughter in Canada. She's 11 years old. Yesterday I made a financial amends with her mother. Like, you can't tell me this process. Like if resentment is the number one offender, forgiveness has the biggest payoff. When I forgive others, I start forgiving myself. It ain't about me. I don't even have to forgive myself. By me forgiving others, I start to feel better. Something happens on the inside. Because I get back connected. Made this amends with this woman, right? And it's been 11 years, y'all. It's been 11 years. I burned her life to the ground. Tornado. You know, she been texting me all day. We haven't had a conversation in years. She been texting me all day. You can't tell me the program of Alcoholics Anonymous don't work. You can't tell me that. I'm a satisfied customer, right? Like, this thing worked. The program of Alcoholics Anonymous work, and God is real. God used me to open up some doors. Now I might be able to see my daughter. I can't come to Canada. I can't go to Canada, y'all, today. But I'm trusting the process. I'm trusting the journey. I'm trusting the God of my understanding that opens up doors that nobody can shut. Right? I'm trusting the God. Like, if one door is shut, walk down the damn hallway. There's some more doors. Because I'm connected to the source. I'm connected to you people. Y'all people told me, damn, I had felonies and I can go to Canada. I can go to Canada now. I'm looking forward to what I know expectations, but I'm looking forward to going to Canada, right? I'm looking forward to going to see my daughter, right? Like, and I get to do these things, and I get to let these things unfold. I don't know what tomorrow gonna look like, but today I'm on my way home. I can't make it there. I'm on a meeting of Cocaine Anonymous. I ain't smoked no crack today. I ain't drink no drink today. And I ain't did nothing that caused no harm today. I'm trying to rectify things, y'all. I ain't trying to be better than nobody else. I'm trying to be better than I was yesterday. I'm trying to be better today than I was yesterday, one day at a time. I don't want to hurt no more. I don't want to hurt people no more. I don't want to feel this way no more. So I stay connected. I bring God in. I bring my source in. Now I can walk with my head up, y'all. I could walk with my damn head up. And life ain't that bad, right? I look at all the no's that I get. I look at all the yeses that I get and focus on the one no, right? I trust this road, man. I got trained feet. I don't do it perfectly. I do it perfectly imperfect. I'm a human being, and I'm a human doing, and I do this thing one a day at a time. I put one pants leg on at a time, y'all. Just like y'all. One pants leg on at a time, right? And I find that I don't think like I used to think. Something is birthing in me. I'm pregnant, y'all. I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant with a solution, right? And when I give birth of what God is about to do in my life, right? Like, I don't know if I'm in my second trimester or my third, but when it happens, I'm going to be able to help somebody. That's my only goal, my aim. I ain't trying to look good, sound good, feel good. I'm trying to help one person. And through this process, I pray that God uses me the way he sees fit. Not the way I want him to use me. I want God to answer my prayers the way I want him to answer my prayers. It don't go like that. It never goes like that. Every time I ask God for patience, he puts me in traffic. He puts me in traffic every single time. He put me in a long line at a grocery store. That ain't how I want the patience to come. Practice these principles, man, in all of my affairs, man. I get to take care of my dad, who his other, my little brother, he's an alcoholic. I pray that the alcohol beats him to the room, not beat him to a grave, because he's seen where I came from, right? He know there's a solution. I'm the only big book that he see, right? And I try to stay connected. He don't want nothing to do with me and all this type of stuff, but I give him the dignity of his journey. I can't save him. I can't fix him, right? I can't fix him. I can't fix me. How am I trying to fix him? But I stay in constant prayer for him. I'm his breach. I'm his breach. To try to get him to God. Like I'm trying to pray him into the room. That's all I can do. I pray that my connection with God saves him. Right. So I'm about to go home and go see my dad who has dementia, and I'm connected, y'all. When my mom passed away, bro, I was connected. I was connected with my mom, right? I was all the way connected. I'm sitting at her bedside, and she told me, "You the best son I got." Because I got connected. Connection works, y'all. Connection is the opposite of addiction. Get connected so you'll stay protected, so you won't get infected for your unexpected thinking. I say that again. And I also say this. I can get all the information in the world. If I don't apply it in my life, it's only information. Right? Information without application leaves no transformation. I'd be the same person doing the same thing, expecting different results. I want to change, y'all. And if I don't change, I remain. If I don't change, I remain. I remain doing the same scummy, scumbag stuff that I've been doing, right? I remain teachable today. I'm open-minded to change. I'm open-minded to a difference. I'm willing to go to any length to get difference, right? And it's all because as a result of getting connected to y'all. I know I said the word connection probably 30 times, but I'm grateful for connection. I'm really grateful for connection. And that was why I'm grateful. Sometimes I don't act like it. Sometimes God take too long. Sometimes I feel like God take too long, right? But if I sit back, relax, trust God and chill, God always make a way. God always open up them doors. God always open up the Red Sea. Like I need to say this too before I close. Look, if I'm still in the second column of the fourth step and I'm still playing the blame, I'm disconnected. I'm disconnected until I can get down to some cause and condition, get armed with the facts about myself, and get into that fourth column and where I was to blame. That's where the connection comes in. I got to get into that fourth column, y'all. I got to stop looking at y'all like y'all wrong me and everybody in my life done me wrong. I got to look at where I was wrong. Not the part I played, because that still gives you a part, right? That still gives you a part. I still got some lean. I got some wiggle room to point the finger at you. Look at me. I replaced the magnifying glass with a mirror. And I started looking at the man in the mirror. That's a song, y'all. That's a Michael Jackson song. I look at the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his behavior. I gotta change. And through this process, man, I've been changing, man. And I've been changing one day at a time, one moment at a time, 1 second at a time. And in that process of change, I grow up. I grow up. I grow into my creator. I grow into this fellowship. I fell in love with this fellowship. I love this way of life, y'all. And I ain't just saying that. I love what God has done through y'all to show me the way. Y'all showed me the way. When you get this solution, reach back. Don't judge. Don't be condescending. Don't be critical to people who make mistakes. Don't do that. Like, we all human, right? Don't beat nobody up for their flaws and they shortcomings and that we alcoholics, we all got them. If I'm doing that, that shows me your program or my program, right? Like, go help somebody when they fall, when they struggling, when they don't know, when they made bad decisions. Go help them. God didn't get me sober for me. It ain't about me, y'all. It ain't about me. It's about getting connected to some more members and passing on what was freely given to me. Pass this thing on. Help somebody. I'm a reach backer. Yep, I'm going to reach back. I'm going to reach back and help somebody. When I see you back there struggling with a bag I'm going to reach back and help. Let me grab that. Let me grab some of that weight off your shoulder. Right? Anybody new? Come all the way in, sit all the way down, glue your butt to the seat, do some eye hustling and some ear hustling, and apply these principles in all of your affairs, and your life will change. If, that's a huge 2-letter word. If you wanted to, if you want what we have, if you do what we do, if you're willing to go to any length. Like there's some ifs that's in the big book. If you do what we do, you get what we get. I'm a grateful alcoholic. Thank you, Jan, for allowing me to share my experience, strip a hole, and take a little bit more assurance against a possible slip.
So the first question, Devaldis, have you had a seemingly negative experience in recovery that has instead given you a deeper relationship with God?
Recently, I caused some harm. I did some stuff. I made some decisions based on stuff. And with that, I was left with God. I was left with a lot of people left my side. A lot of people that I thought was by my side left me. And I found I found out that when I'm down to nothing, God is always up to something. And it grew my relationship with my higher power because I started to lean into him a little bit more. And I started trusting him a little bit more to bring me out, to bring me through, to work in and through me, to bring about a change. And I look, y'all, like, and this something that is just manifesting. It's manifesting now, right? I've been doing it so long. I've been doing it, and it's just now manifesting. But I know God, the program of Alcoholics Anonymous is real. The program of Alcoholics Anonymous works, and God is real. God has showed up for me, right? Because I gave it all back to him. I'm a grateful alcoholic. Thanks for allowing me to answer that question.
Thank you, Devaldis. Next up with your question, JR. Good to see you. Come on in.
JR, and I am an alcoholic. Dynamite job, brother Devaldis. My question is more on like the amending process. Is there any amends that you really regretted and feared to do? And when you actually did it, was there like a more of a positive, like you didn't expect to come out of it?
So, Devaldis alcoholic. So all of my amends have been positive. I can't say like somebody tore me down or, you know what I'm saying, made me feel less than. Every single amends that I've done, like God walked me through it, right? Like, and my most fearful amends was the amends I did yesterday. Because I burned this life to the ground. She hated me. She used to she told me she hates me, right? Like I hate you. You make me sick. And I did. Now that she said a literal statement, I did make her sick, right? I made her sick. And when I made the amends, because I've been putting the amends off, I was unwilling to do the amends. And then when I made the amends yesterday, and now today I get up and she's asking me questions about my life. We have been talking literally in years. And that process right there is mind blowing. I know it's God all in it. I know it's me being willing that brings that outcome about. I'm not in the outcome business no more. God made that outcome be what it is today. And I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for it. So if that answers your question, Jay, good to see you. Love you, bro.
Lovely. Thank you, JR. Good to see you. Next question, Julia, what's your question? Hi.
I'm Julia. I'm alcoholic. He kind of like really answered, the last person really answered, asked the question, but I was wondering, like, when you made amends to your kid mom, like, what were your motives? Like, was it like, I want to make amends because I want to get a chance to see my daughter, or, are you really, truly, sorry for what you did to the person? I don't know.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Like, what was my motive pure? Like, was it just to get back in good grace with my daughter, or was it to really right the wrong, clean my side? I'm trying to clean my side of the street. I'm trying to walk with my head up. That's it. Like, and everything else that comes, I still might not see my daughter. So I don't even know. Like, and I didn't go in that with the hopes of seeing my daughter. I went in there with the hopes of God using me, and for her to see a change in me, and for her to see that I'm really trying to do something different, be different, act different, show up different. And that was it. Like, clean my side of the street, cut my grass, you know what I'm saying? Edge my grass, sweep up the sidewalk. Like, that was my aim right there, because I've been putting it out so long, and it was eating my lunch. It was eating my lunch. So I'm grateful that I get to eat today and stay full. Thank you. Good to see you, sis. Good to see you. Good to meet you.
Thank you for your question, Julia. Next up, Christian, come on in.
Hi, thanks, young lady. Yeah, Christian, recovered addict. Yeah, just wanted to.
You muted.
You muted, Christian.
Sorry, I'm muting myself. With you mentioned about, low self-esteem, things like that, At the moment with me, it's very much not feeling good enough in certain situations. What I'm doing is not enough. Being early days in, what I'm doing, I feel like what I'm doing is not enough. What would your advice be? Have you been through that sort of parts in your recovery? I've got some advice from a couple of people, and it's all been on the same guidelines. But yeah, just want to learn more. I'm like a sponge at the moment. Thank you.
Take my number. So I don't know what you're doing. I don't know if you're doing, like, I don't know what exactly. I can't answer that question without knowing exactly what you're doing. Right? Like, if you got a sponsor, you make it means you in the solution, you work in the steps, and if you helping somebody, you're doing more than enough. You're doing enough. So on all these things, then I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing enough. If I'm not making means, and I ain't got a sponsor, and I ain't working the steps, and I ain't living the steps, and I ain't, you know what I'm saying? If I'm not looking for somebody to help, I'm not doing enough. I'm doing a program of Alcoholics Anonymous a disservice if I'm not helping somebody with what was freely given to me. Like, this thing was given to me for free. I ain't have to pay for it. I already paid for it when I came out that fire, when that gorilla came off of me, right? Like, when I started giving away. That's what I look for, people that's struggling, and I get their number and I call them. I don't let them call me, because that phone 1,000 pounds. That I know I don't want to call nobody, but I call them. I break the ice and look, this is what I did. This is what you. If you do, we do. I hope I answered your question. With that, I keep coming back.
Thank you, Christian. We've only got a little bit of time left. We might not get everyone in, but let's make it quick if we can. Ark House, come on in with your question.
Thanks, Jan. Ross Alcoholic. Thank you, Devaldis. I just wanted to, you said how important step 7 is, and I'm only just uncovering sort of my defects. How did you start the process? Some of these defects are so entrenched in my personality, I don't even know where to begin. So yeah, if you could give any guidance on that.
So your 8th step, the 8th step. I can't take these shortcomings, or I can't fix me. Yeah, we don't work Step 6 says we become willing for God to remove. And step 7 said we humbly ask him. We out of that removing them. Step 7 catapult us to step 8. I write the list and I start writing these wrong. That gives God grant me strength as I go out from here to do your bidding. Right? That's what rids me of the things that's blocking me from God, like the character defects, and continue to do the work. Like 10, 11, 12, I continue to watch. I found out what's wrong with me in 4: resentment, selfishness, dishonesty, and fear. And in step 10, I watch for these, and when they crop up, what do? I invite God in. Every step we do, we invite God in. And when I invite God in, that removes me out the way. And when I'm out the way, I'm on a good footing, right? I'm placed in a position of neutrality, safe and protected. So remove me out the way. I don't know what's about to happen. God, you do it. You fix it. You do it. I can't. You can. I let you. I surrender. I'm a grateful alcoholic. Thanks for allowing me to share. I hope I help you.
Nice. Blaine, come on in.
Hi, I'm Blaine. I'm an addict. Wow. Thank you so much for that share. That was amazing. My question is about relapse and sharing my story about relapse in meetings. I had a relapse 27 days ago. And after that relapse, I feel now that I don't think this program, I feel it in my heart, this program now after this relapse. And I do believe I have grown through this relapse and it's helped my recovery a lot more, but I feel like a bit fearful of sharing about a relapse in a meeting to give people the wrong impression of them thinking, well, it's all right for him. He's had a little relapse and he's been all right. He's got back into it. And today I'm okay. And 26 days I've been okay. What would your thoughts be on sharing that part of my story in recovery?
What does your sponsor say? That I can't, like, what I would, if you got a sponsor, you working the steps, you got something to offer, don't do what I do. Don't do what I just did. Like, I can go in a meeting and say, this is what I did. I rested on my laurels. I led up on a program of action and I ended up relapsing. That's nothing wrong with that. I don't feel like nothing's wrong with that. But what am I doing today? The solution. Do I got a solution today? Like, am I doing what the program suggests? Or am I still doing the same shit, thinking I'm gonna get some different results, and I'm trying to tell everybody else what they need to do or what they don't need to do, and I'm still doing the same shit? Like, am I changing? Am I really changing? Like, if I'm changing, then I got something to offer. I'm a grateful alcoholic. Thanks for allowing me to share.
Thanks for your question, Blaine. And I'm so sorry everyone else has got their hands up. We're gonna have to make Ben our last question. Hi, Ben. Good to see you. Come on in.
Thank you. Hey, Ben B here, grateful recovering addict. Devaldis, thank you so much, my friend. That was fire. Go Chi-Town. Hey, my question for you, I mean, obviously you're just living and breathing this program and the steps, and that's beautiful. My question for you is, do you have any kind of default routines, like morning, night, or just kind of things that you hit like every day on a routine basis that kind of work for you every day? I'll pass with that. Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, every day I pray. Every single day when I get up, I pray. And I don't like, so I don't, as soon as I get up, I get on my knee. Nah, that ain't how, I gotta pee first. Right? I gotta brush my teeth. I gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like, I do all that first. I know people will say they wake up with all this stuff, but I do everything that I gotta do. And then I set the time apart for God. Right? My meditation includes songs. I'm a song meditator. I'm not a quiet time meditator. This is my walk. This is what I do, right? I listen to a lot of songs that's inspirational, and then I read like 5 meditation books, and I post them on Facebook, right? Like, and then I go about my day. These are things that I do every single day. At the end of the night, do I do my 11 step perfectly? No, I don't. I'm being honest. Like, I don't do 11 step every night. But I do it. Some nights I done drove 10, 11 hours like today. I don't know how I'm gonna feel at the end of the day. I might just lay my head down and go to sleep. Right. And do I think about my day throughout the day? Yeah, all the time. I'm thinking about what I'm about to do throughout the day. Right. Like, and I also think about where I gotta go. Like, so I'm pondering my day, but I invite God in. And this is a new practice. At 5.5 years sober, a new practice that I've been doing. I've been bringing God in, because that's where I've been failing and falling and busting my head and scraping my nut, because I've been leaving God out. I bid you bring God in. Everything. Practice bringing God in. And this whole thing is a practice. I'm a grateful alcoholic. Thanks for allowing me to share.
Lovely.
Yeah, I hope I help.
Thank you so much, Ben. That brings us very nicely to the end of Q&A. Not yet the end of the meeting. Paddy, would you like to read the step 10 promises, please?